So the other day I went back to read, early East Blue One Piece, and it's kind of crazy the way the drawings and everything are. But this isn't about that. This is about a summary, recap of everything impactful that's happened in Egghead, or in the Egghead arc, I should say. So I have like this little sheet right here, and it's kind of like bullet points, and we're gonna talk about them. So the first one that's written down, I got it from a website, so this isn't like my thing. I'll put the link down below so you can actually read it. They have like a file where it's like actual context and like chapter numbers and pages, so you could go back and read it. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So I decided to talk about it because the manga's gonna come back. We had a 3 week break. I was gonna say a 3 month break, but that's not it. We had a 1 month break, I guess you could say. So I was like, you know what? Since everyone's kind of not been reading One Piece, I was like, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the plot points that's happened. The bigger stuff, and give my maybe what's gonna happen. Summary headcanon, I guess. But yeah. Anyways, let's get it started. So the first plot point here is Pudding and Koby being kidnapped by the Blackbeard pirates. Now, if you remember, Kuzan Van Auger was shown to have taken away Pudding, and the reason they took her was because of the Third Eye tribe being able to read poneglyphs, and they need that. They need to be able to read the poneglyphs and able to, to go to Laugh-Tale. So that's the reason they took her, and that's the last time we've seen her. We haven't seen anything else from her. We don't know if she's still with them. We don't know if she escaped with the Marines, or which obviously she didn't, because we would have seen that, because this is the next plot point being Koby, where Koby was also kidnapped. Remember when they were fighting before Egghead at Amazon Lily for, Boa Hancock's Devil Fruit, which is the Medo no Mi. And Koby was like, hey, I'll go with you guys, spare everybody, stop the fighting. And then that's when Silver's Rayleigh shows up. And he's like, all right, kids, Dad's home. Everyone get the fuck out. So then they take Koby back. Helmeppo and Hibari, we get introduced to Hibari and Kujaku, Prince Cruz, we get their powers and stuff. And we get to see them begging, Prince Cruz, like, please, Prince Cruz, I think he's a vice admiral. They're like, please help us, or rear admiral or something like that. And they're like, come on, please, like, we need you to help us get back Koby-san. And then Hibari's like bawling her eyes out. She's like, please. And he's like, all right, shut up, we can't do anything. So then Garp shows up, and he's like, all right, let's go save Koby. And they're like, yeah, woo! So they take Tashigi, they take Daw. No, wait, no, not Daw. Daw's stuck back. They went to where Daw was at, because that's where Tashigi was at. So then they took Tashigi, they took Hibari, they took Kujaku, they took Prince Cruz, they took Helmeppo. They went, they saved Koby, but Garp had to stay back. We also found out that Kuzan Aokiji, is one of the Blackbeard's 10 Titanic captains. And that was kind of what everybody assumed at this point, But, yeah, he's fighting, Garp. Garp's like, you know what, I'll stay back to let the young, the young fleshlings get away. Is Garp going to be dead? It's a possibility, because if you're the Blackbeard pirates, right? And you know that Monkey D. Garp, the hero of the Navy, one of their strongest weapons, maybe not as strong as it used to be, but one of their strongest, nonetheless. He freaking obliterated a town with Galaxy Impact. Remember that? That was badass. So it's like, in that moment, do you just say, we'll take him prisoner? It's fine. We'll knock him out. No. These guys are the Blackbeard pirates. They're gonna fucking murder him, dude. Like, I don't care what anybody says. There's 2 possibilities with this. Maybe 3. I'll throw in the third one, alright? I'm not saying he's gonna fucking get murdered by, like, Katarina Devon's gonna, like, cut his head off and shit, No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that being there in the hive, and he was kind of bloodied and battered there at the end. I mean, he, not really, but he could see he was, like, kind of like, go, he was, like, frozen and shit. So, I don't know. Like, it's tough to say that he's gonna die, because this is freaking Garp we're talking about. But at the same time, in order to progress the story and, like, have Luffy more motivation, not that he needs it, because Blackbeard didn't kill Ace. Let's be honest here. People always say, Blackbeard killed Ace. Sure, he turned them in. He just turned them in. That's all. He never said, oh, he's Betty, I'm gonna, kill him. This is the plan. He knew they were gonna kill him, but he didn't overtly kill him. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say, he's gonna get more motivation because I guess in Luffy's head, this is Blackbeard's fault that Ace died. That's a way to say it. It's his fault. It's not really that he killed him, but it's his fault. It's also Akainu. That's why Luffy hates Akainu. Whenever he hears the name, he's like, oh, this fucking Akainu. You know what I mean? So, does he need more motivation is what I'm saying? No, he doesn't, because he already hates him enough. This is Luffy. You fuck with one of his friends, he's going to have you on, like, his what do they call it? His shit list for the rest of your life, You don't give him food, he's gonna be like, you know what? We're not friends, But that's just what it is. And for the story, like I said, wise, I don't think he's going to pass away. I don't think they're going to fucking kill him off. I think he's going to manage to get away. And this is where it's another possibility where Aokiji was kind of just like hanging in there. He's still part of Sword, in a sense. And he's just kind of hanging in there and being, like a spy in a sense. Like, okay, if they do anything crazy, that's when I'll do something, And I feel like this is the perfect opportunity to actually say, you know what? Aokiji betrayed them to betray them to go back to us. You know what I mean? So what if it's like, let's have the finishing blow on Garp, and Garp's like on the floor, like bloodied and shit, he's like coughing blood, and then Aokiji just says Ice Age, and just boom, freezes the whole freaking island. Freezes everybody because that's what he could do. He takes Garp, they get the fuck out. He mends to Garp, and they talk about stuff, and he's like, I actually wasn't, And maybe Garp is like, I know, I could tell you weren't really trying to fight me because I would have been dead. Or some bullshit like that, kind of like old tropes. And that's when Garp's like, you know what? This is my time. I'm going to retire. And then he just retires, Maybe something like that can happen. Or, like I said, Elda's just going to be fucking cruel and be like, I don't give a fuck. We're killing him off. We need to. And he just fucking kills him. That's just where I think that's going to go. That was long as shit, but yeah, that's the whole Koby pudding stuff. The next one is, we also found out when they mentioned that Egghead was like advanced as fuck in, the One Piece world. And they got like fucking holograms and shit. Even we don't have holograms in our modern world. I mean, we kind of do, but it's not like, we get a pocket watch and shit, and then like a little hologram pops up and it's like, hey, how may I assist you? Shit like that. We don't have that yet. Do we? No, we don't. Do we? I don't know. I don't think we do. But we find out that there was an island that was way more advanced technologically. Technologically? Yeah, that's a word. That it was way more advanced than Egghead. And that the 20 nations destroyed this certain kingdom. That's when, they formed the world government. And it's like, wait. So they're talking about, where Joy Boy was from, that Void Century island thing that we've seen a couple times. And that's interesting, because we also see the ancient robot, and Vegapunk mentions, like, yo, like, I've studied this thing. I don't know what the fuck kind of power it uses. This thing is way more advanced. And this is Vegapunk, and he's like, I don't know how to turn it on. This shit's just junk right now. And it turns out the way it turns on is by the drums of liberation that resonates, with Luffy's heartbeat. And oh yeah, speaking of that, quick little rant side note thing. If you haven't watched this past week's One Piece episode, you should go watch it. It is amazing. The soundtrack, we get to see Luffy's transformation that we haven't seen. We usually just see him like go into Gear 5th and that's it. But this is animation, so we get to see the way it's starting up. He does like a silverback gorilla thing. He's like, I feel it, I feel it, I feel it. And then he starts like, his heart starts doing the cool freaking drum, the rhythm. Dun, dun, and it's sick, guys. I promise that it's sick. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. What episode is it? Episode 1100 is the episode that I'm talking about. So the next thing is, we found out that all the books that Ohara had, in their collective library were actually saved. They were thrown into the water before Ohara was Buster called. So I guess, like, I've never thrown a book into a water. into a water. I've never thrown it into like a lake or freaking, you know, like a bathtub or something. So I don't know what happens to the paper. I have seen that it gets all wrinkly and fucked up, you know? Like kind of like when you spill water, but that's only spilling it. This thing's like, you know, submerged. But this is anime. So the logic, you know, it's different than real world physics and shit. But I know that when you fuck up a paper, it gets wet, it gets all wrinkly, and it gets all like soaked. Sometimes the ink gets all fucked up. So it's like, but this is anime, so whatever. And it turns out that they saved them. Vegapunk kind of made like an oath, like, okay, since we have all these books here, I might as well study them and continue Ohara's research. You know, so then they started, or Vegapunk started researching the Void Century. And he kept up Ohara's studies, which is awesome because he could talk about, you know, well, maybe not because he might be dead now because he said that it was kind of like a kill switch that turns on. This is what the message is going to be. So once he passes away, this message would go off to the world. So he's dead now. So the only possibility to learn what he learned is through Lilith, Edison, or Atlas. I think those are the only options, unless they bring back like Shaka or like one of the other ones, like Pythagoras or something. I don't know. The next biggest plot point as well that everybody was like, oh shit, we finally learned something, was what devil fruits are. We learned the embodiments of human nature and evolution. This is kind of like, I'll give you an example. Let's say I'm chilling right now, right? And I'm like, God, this room is so dark. I wish I had like the power to like make light be mad at me, you know, like just light out of my fingers or something, like fire or something. And then boom, I snap my fingers and like this is the thing that I don't know, that we don't know yet, but is it that they get the power themselves, you know, because they wish this so much? Or is it that they wish this so much and desire this so much by a countless many other people that it gets reincarnated as a freaking fruit? And the next question is, does it get, you know, reincarnated in a random tree anywhere? Or is it kind of like at the beginning of the story where it's like, oh, it's from the gum gum tree, you know? And it's like, I wonder if there's a devil fruit tree where it's just a giant tree. Maybe it's Yggdrasil, you know, an Elbaf or some shit. I don't know. I doubt it, but, you know, maybe it's like some type of mythical tree or something in the One Piece world. But I don't know. This is where it gets a little tricky because we only got this, but we still have so much questions with devil fruits, you know, that I don't even know what it could be, you know? It's like, you could read the story 1,000 times and you still won't really know where they actually come from, because they're not really mentioned in a sense of like scientific stuff. They're just like, oh, this is evolution, this is their awakenings, and this is that, and devil fruits have a will of their own, like little tidbits and stuff here and there, but it's nothing like to actually let us know where they're from and what they actually are, you know? But this is an awesome hint because it just tells us, like, kind of like Ace. He had the Mara no Mi, you know? He's like, what if there was this guy named Joe, you know, just sitting around like his lawn or something, and his friends come over for like a bonfire, and he's like, oh, damn it, I forgot the lighters. He's like, don't you guys wish we had like fire powers where you could just be like, ah, I got you, and just whoosh, you know, you blow a little fire into it or whatever, and, you know, you get a campfire or a bonfire or whatever. And what if, you know, that dream, it becomes a reality? Then that's where the Mara no Mi comes from, as well as like, you know, like Boa Hancock's fruit, the Mero no Mi. What if it's like someone was reading Medusa or something, and it's like, I wish like I could use love powers to stone people, you know, like Medusa. And, you know, it's something like that, you know, it's what people desire. So people also got like nightmares being what like the Gorosei are, but the Gorosei weren't shown to have devil fruits, kind of like when we get introduced to other characters. It's like, you know, like Luffy, Monkey D. Luffy, Gum Gum fruit, you know, that's kind of what it would be. Or like Crocodile, you know, Suna no Mi and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, we didn't really get that with the Gorosei, so we don't know if that's what it is, but yeah, there we go. The next plot point that's kind of big, but at the same time it isn't that much, it's just a little thing, is Miss Bucking, the old lady, Weevil's mother, is actually Miss Buckingham Stussy, whatever the hell her name is. I always get it wrong. It's a cool name, I just can't pronounce it right. Is it Stussy or Stussy? It's Stussy, right? Because it's with S-T-U-C, Stussy. Sure, whatever. We found out that Stussy's a clone of Miss Buckingham Stussy that was cloned by Vegapunk, and she also has some kind of fucking succubus vampire zone or ability or something? Does the other Buckingham Stussy have it? I don't know. We don't even know what this is. We don't know if it's just like some powers Vegapunk gave her. Like, what if we just experiment and gave her like vampire shit? I don't know. We still need an answer to that. Maybe like in an SBS we'll get an answer. Maybe we already did and I haven't really paid attention, but there's that. We also found out she was a former Rocks member, Miss Buckingham Stussy was, and we actually see, the battle of, we don't really see it, but we get a glimpse of it from Kuma's flashback, and we see Miss Buckingham Stussy there. The self-styled scientist used to be freeloading off of Mads, is what we got, so we don't know if she was actually like, because we get that part, so maybe after Rocks she went into Mads, but we don't know if she was an actual scientist, because the people in that group was Vince Smoke Judge, Caesar Clown, Vegapunk, and Queen from, the Kaido Pirates, or whatever they're called, Animal Kingdom Pirates. And it's like, okay, but is Stussy as smart as them? Because this Stussy might be the clone, but the other Stussy might just be, I don't know, maybe she was just hot, and people were like, let's just keep her around. Maybe Vegapunk's a simp, I don't know. Maybe that's why he made a clone of her, because he's like, I need her by my side all times. This next one is the one that's most short, but most interesting, because it's the Kid Pirates versus Shanks, as well as the Law Pirates versus the Blackbeard Pirates. Why did I say Shanks? Well, I mean, because they didn't... Literally, Shanks is the only one who fought, so I guess that's a good title. But that fight, sure. Shanks saw Future Sight a minute into the future. Insanity, because we thought Katakuri's Future Sight was like off the hook. Well, Shanks is like on a whole different level. He saw like a whole ass minute. Freaking said, oh, this stupid kid just teleports in front of Kid. Kid's like, oh shit. Kamusari'd his face. Destroyed like his whole freaking crew in one swipe. Destroyed their whole entire crew, and I mean not everyone, because he aimed for certain people like Kid, and there was like other, I think it was Lime Juice, that's not I think it was Wire, and what's the other guy's name? Something Wire and the other guy, I forgot their names, because I don't really care about the Kid Pirates. They're irrelevant to me. I prefer the Law Pirates. I'm in the Law stands. I don't care about the Kid. I mean, the Kid Pirates are cool, but I'm more of a Law guy, He's a lot cooler, so I don't care about them. So basically, they're like, please, Shanks, like, spare us. And Shanks is like, he just left. And this is why people always speculate, like, Kid is still alive. But I'm like, no. He was literally obliterated, their ship, by Dory and Broggy. Dory and Broggy are kind of like the protectors of Elba. If you really think he'd be like, oh, yeah, we fucked them up. They'll respect us now, let them in. No. These guys must have washed up ashore somewhere else. Maybe they helped them. I don't know, because Kid and Killer are Devil Fruit users now. So, they would have to be carried away. So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know what happened. They're probably dead for all we know. Maybe they just got one-shotted and they're dead and that's it. That's just Shanks, dude. Don't fuck with Shanks. Where did Shanks go? We don't know as well. He might have gone to Laugh Tale for all we know. He might have gone, to some other island we don't know about. I don't know where he went. That's interesting though. But yeah, that's the end of that. Law versus Blackbeard. We saw the fight. We saw that Law was actually doing damage to Blackbeard and doing some shit. And Blackbeard was also... It's really interesting to think about this fight, because when you think of Law's crew, Law is significantly the strongest. It's like Beppo, him, Hachi, Penguin, and then you got the rest of them that are just like nobodies, We got the girl that she's cool because she has like a cool little afro. She's just cool. And then it's just like a bunch of random people. And then the dude with the mask, I forgot his name, but I think he has a name. And it's like Hachi and Penguin are just regular dudes that maybe know like the basic armament hockey, and that's it. And then you got Beppo, who's a mink. He might have like he has the Sulong and a bunch of other stuff, but like Law is significantly the strongest, and they were struggling to fight them. We also got John Bart, the guy they got from Sabaody. Oh, Cleon or something like that is the mask guy's face. Yeah, that's his name. But they also got John Bart, but it's like Law is like up here, and then Beppo's maybe like down here somewhere in the middle. And then you got like the rest of their crew that's maybe down here, you know, like technical support type shit. So it's like, it's crazy. I get that Blackbeard's crew wasn't there in whole, and it was just Blackbeard, Jesus Burgess, Van Auger, and Doc Q with Stronger. So it's like, I get it, it wasn't their entire crew, but Blackbeard has the Gura Gura no Mi and the Yami Yami no Mi. He can cancel out Devil Fruit powers. And he was struggling a little bit against Law. Even though Law got like bloodied and battered and he couldn't even fight at the end and his whole ship sank and everything. Now think about it. Kid got his shit rocked immediately. You know, Shanks just one-shot him. Boom, dead. Law actually put up a fight. And he only got away because of Beppo. So it's like, I mean, you know, at least he got away. That's all I'm saying. I'm sorry, Kid fans, but Law clears. Nah, I'm just joking. I don't really power scale and do all that crap. I just like Law more. He's just cooler. The next plot point was the one that was like cool because there was a bunch of memes going all over the place. It's Buggy D Clown finding the One Piece. Which I don't freaking doubt that he will find it. He'll be the first one to freaking touch Laugh Town and be like, I'm king of the pirates! You know, and then it goes around that Buggy's the new king of the pirates, and then Luffy becomes the third king of the pirates, and he's like, how did I lose to that stupid clown? You know, or some bullshit like that. I could see something like that because Otis mentioned that Buggy's his favorite character. And he's a funny character. I actually do like Buggy. I shit on him just for fun, but he's actually a good character. He's funny. He's cool. He's the gang character of the series. And we found out that he joined forces with Crocodile. Joined forces. He was forced to join them. Crocodile put his Suna no Mi, you know, turned everything to sand and grabbed them and shit. And then you have Mihawk holding his head with this freaking Yoru. And, you know, he's like, you will be our head because you're a Yonko. We'll be in the background, just controlling everything. And they formed the Cross Guild. And now Buggy actually made like a speech like, I want to be king of the pirates. Shit, damn it. If Shank's gonna do it, if that stupid rubber boy's gonna do it, I'm gonna freaking do it. And Mihawk's just like, and Crocodile has like a look on his eye like, alright, he's getting some guts, okay. So like, we haven't seen him since then, but hey, I wouldn't be surprised if next time we see them, they'll be like headed to like Laugh Teller, headed towards the Poneglyphs or something, you know? That would be sick. Now the last one is the biggest one, I think. And it's, you know, finding out the stuff from Nefertari being, or the Vivi, the Nefertaris being from the D-Clan, like Vivi's part of the D-Clan, which I feel like a lot of people forget about because they haven't really talked about it, but people, I guess, you know, they just kind of whatever. But she's part of the D-Clan now. She's confirmed the Nefertaris are part of the D-Clan. So, she was... The Nefertaris were supposed to be celestial dragons? Like, does this mean that there's D-Clan members in or within the celestial dragons? Or was it that the Nefertaris were the only D-Clan members? And they were, you know, they sided with the other guys and the humans instead of being with, like, you know, the other guys. Because we know the names of some of the Goroseis, or the Celestial Dragons' names, last names too. So it's like, we haven't seen another one that's like D, but we wouldn't get that, you know, because that's the whole point. They want to erase that from history. Yeah, Lily was also responsible for spreading the Poneglyphs, which is Lily Nefertari. Nefertari D. Lily, which is, you know, Vivi's ancestor. And there's a lot of stuff. Also, Cobra passed away. They killed him. Eam freaking skewered him. Wapol seen this. So Vivi fled. Sabo saw this. You know, he went to Dragon and Ivankov. The elders fabricated a story, you know, that Sabo is the one who killed them. Marie-Joie, you know, Saint Mjolsgard, the one that was protecting, you know, Shirahoshi, got executed. We found out about Saint Garling. He's one of the Holy Knights. There's a lot more stuff in this arc. Like, I could just keep going on and on because there's still the Guinea stuff, Kuma's flashback, Bonnie's revelations, Monkey D. Dragon, there's the Buster Call, we got the Blackbeard Pirate showing up, Egghead. There's still so much stuff, but this video is already long enough. I think that's enough. We could talk about the other stuff some other day. But yeah, that's the video. I just wanted to talk about this stuff because I saw this, you know, webpage. I'll put the link down below if you want to look at it and read it yourself. There's also files that, you know, talking about it in separate, you know, like little tidbits and stuff, giving you more information about the Egghead arc. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys maybe next week for the new chapter or whatever it is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be next week or in 2 weeks. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. A long video. If you stuck around till the end, type in the comments. It's hot as fucking California. But yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.